In April 1815, on a remote island in what is now Indonesia, Mount Tambora erupted with unimaginable force. It was not just another volcanic eruption. This was the most powerful eruption in recorded human history. The explosion was so massive that it could be heard more than 2,000 kilometers away. Entire villages near the mountain were instantly destroyed, and tens of thousands of people died in the immediate aftermath. But the true impact of Tambora was only beginning. The eruption released an enormous amount of volcanic ash and gases into the atmosphere. Ash clouds rose high into the stratosphere, spreading around the globe and blocking sunlight. For weeks, the skies around Southeast Asia grew dark, but soon the effects were felt far beyond Indonesia. In the following year, 1816, the world experienced what became known as the Year Without a Summer. Across Europe, North America, and even parts of Asia, temperatures dropped dramatically. Snow fell in the middle of summer, crops failed. Rivers and lakes froze at unusual times. For farmers, this was a nightmare. Harvests were ruined by frosts in June, July, and August. Hunger and famine spread as food prices soared. In Europe, people called it the poverty year. In Switzerland, the lack of food and the gloomy weather inspired a group of writers, including Mary Shelley, to stay indoors and tell ghost stories. It was during this dark, cold summer that she began writing Frankenstein, a novel born directly from the shadow of Tambora. In North America, the crisis was just as severe. In New England, snow fell in June, and frost wiped out entire fields overnight. Families struggled to survive, and many packed up and moved west in search of better land. The eruption of a distant volcano had set off a chain reaction that changed migration patterns across a continent. The death toll from the eruption and the famine that followed was staggering. Historians estimate that more than 70,000 people died in Indonesia alone. Worldwide, the famine and disease triggered by the climate disaster may have killed hundreds of thousands more, all of it traced back to one mountain exploding in the tropics. What makes Tambora so fascinating is how it reminds us of the global connections of nature. A single eruption in Indonesia altered weather patterns across the planet, reshaped human lives, and even influenced culture and literature. It showed just how fragile our world can be when faced with the raw power of nature. Today, Mount Tambora still stands, quieter but still active, a silent reminder of the eruption that shook the entire planet. Scientists continue to study it, not only to understand the past, but also to prepare for the possibility of future eruptions on a similar scale. The story of Tambora is not just about destruction. It is also about resilience, about how humans adapted, migrated, and created in the face of disaster. Out of the ash and the cold came new stories, new movements, and new awareness of the forces that shape our world. And so, the Year Without a Summer lives on in memory, a strange chapter in history where one mountain's roar was heard around the globe.